Hey guys, what's up? Chris Brown, 31-year-old options trader currently living in Sweden due to coronavirus. I have a very weird and unique style. I talked about it in, let me make sure my screen cap and everything is working like it should. Cool. I talked about on April 15th in the Accountability Buddies group. What I do is I buy long options. I will go long here, and then I will sell the next strike up here, and that'll allow me to lock in profit. I create spreads, and that allows me to trade a lot. I'm underpaid on day trade restriction rules. I've blown up over $25,000 in my life trading. I've been trying to trade for the past 10 years. I've always had an interest in it. I traded the day of the flash crash. I watched Bitcoin when it was at $200. I bought Ethereum when it was at 70. But I've never been able to make money in the markets. I've always blown up capital. I've always lost money. I'm more or less terrible at it. However, I'm fucking getting somewhere now. So it was it was my most active day ever yesterday. Mindset wise, kind of one of the most. Sorry about this. I'm trying to look at myself. Mindset, and I don't know how to. It's a lot of trades here, and I don't know how to run through them efficiently with you guys. Um, I came into the day owning some spreads. I owned some DAL spreads. This is today. This is yesterday. So I entered here. I added another contract. I sold the opposing strike to synthetically close my position here. And then on this day, what is this, Tuesday? This is my birthday actually. And then as we saw some strength break above 23.47. I bought back in. I wanted more long delta exposure. I thought we were going to, Dan's been talking about sector rotation and seeing short squeezes happen. So I want delta exposure to delta. Hilarious actually. Delta the Greek, because it was strong. It was gapping up. It sold off hard as fuck the day prior. It gapped up, and right off the bell, what I do lately, there's gonna be a lot. I'm trying to make this short as quick. This is my 1 minute time frame here. I just watch the 1 minute, man, and obviously bigger chart patterns develop on the 3 and 5 and everything. But you get so much information if you watch the first couple minutes of the bell, and if you have the SPY 1 minute as well. Forgive me. I'm going to try and get through this as quick as I can, but it's a very strange strategy. I fund my account with $100 a week. I've blown up so much money in my life. I am not willing to invest or devote more capital to my trading until I figure out how to manage my risk and how to get an understanding on this, because I've never proven to myself in the past that I can do that. It doesn't matter if I have a $500 trade, I turn into $3,000, or a $6,000 trade, I turn into zero. I can't manage risk. I can't properly mitigate myself. So I said, fuck me, my opinions, all that, my process. Commissions are super low. Tasty Works options commissions come out to like $1.20, $1.30 per. The one contract's $1 in commissions, and then the fees are like 20 cents or something. So I'm happy to pay that. If I can't afford to pay $1 to put a trade on, then I really shouldn't be trading. But my goal. Literally just realized I did not have my headphones in, and I've been yelling this whole time. I hope that all works. So my goal lately has been to fund the account with $100 every week, every Sunday, no matter how the account's doing. So the first week I funded $100, ended the week with $20. I get to trade a lot due to this style, but I blew up some capital. Next week I put in another $100 and ended the week at like 70. For the past 3 weeks, about 3 weeks ago, my $100 ended the week at about 120. So I added another 100 and then I was up to 220. And this week came into the week with probably about 330 in capital.
And I'm currently, due to yesterday's trading activity, this number up here, net liquidating, is not correct because because the spreads get widened out overnight. Market maker widens the spread, and my P&L gets really fucky, and it changes a lot. Yesterday, I was down $80 at one point, and also plus $500 at one point because I'm trading more or less the spreads on the options. So what's important to me is the option buying power. How much money am I taking home in my pocket at the end of the day? Currently, I have $330, so I'm completely flat with my investments or my capital deposits for the past several weeks. I also own, it looks like $600 in premium, in options premium. And what I'm saying, what I'm trying to illustrate, let me go to my favorite ticker to trade. I'm gonna walk you through the concept first, and then I'll just try and rapid through. There's a lot of fucking tickers. I own a lot. This is off a $300 account. I own $1,900 in derivatives, and I'm short $1,300 in derivatives because of this. I was willing to put on size yesterday, which I have not done because Tuesday, April 28th was my birthday. I had a phenomenal trading day. I felt really good about myself. I came into Wednesday with a gap up in my direction. Some trades didn't work out. I was carrying an IWM put and a VIX call. Those eventually broke their morning lows, and I bailed on them. It's very easy for me to hit my stop loss and get out and start looking the other direction. And because of the nature of I carry positions over into the next day and then unwind them the next day, I'm not going to try to explain what I did yesterday. Rather, I will make a video. I'm just double checking, making sure we're still recording 7 minutes in. I'm going to make a video tomorrow explaining hopefully how I unwind these positions. I'd love to capture some more upside, but if not, if I can just put $900 into the account, with an account that is funded with off of $300, that's a good week. That's not too bad. So here's what I do. IWM is my favorite ticker lately. It has been our, you don't need to see a chart, you can go look at a chart yourself. Been our lead-in is to see a canary in the coal mine. Yesterday it did what, 5%? The day before that it did what, 5%? It's been, I drew on the futures, I drew an uptrend line, which is probably still intact. But this thing's a monster. I can only trade because I have such small capital. And I need the leverage. Otherwise, I'm never going to move the needle forward. I'm never going to make money doing this. So, oh my God, why does this internet have to? Why is everything so slow and sluggish right now? Yep, uptrend line is still intact. So our this is developing patience as a trader. I just don't want this to be a terribly long video for you guys. IWM was lagging for a bit and then has been our lead in to see and has been absolutely crushing it. This is futures for IWM. So what I do is I find, let's say I have $100 in the account. I cannot buy a $180 call because I only have $100 in the account. I believe that IWM is going to move. I'm seeing a 5-minute bull flag pattern. I believe it's going to break out, and I want some exposure, some delta. Delta is per $1 how much this contract is going to move. So if IWM at 135.46 goes up to 136.46, and everything stays the same, all the other Greeks, gamma, vega, whatever, all that theta, everything else, I will gain an additional 34 cents on the contract. So I get the middle 35. I pay 95 cents for this contract. It moves up $1. I make 35 cents. I cannot exit that position. If I exit that position, that's it's a 30% gain. That's a huge gain. I know I'm trading options and they're highly leveraged and they're supposed to be big gains, but there's a big gain in a short amount of time, and I need a way to lock in some profit. So the way I do that, this is Tastyworks. It's my platform. I enjoy it. I'm not switching. They're great. And I'm also going to email them about lowering my commissions because I'm placing a lot of trades lately. So let's say I buy it at 95. I capture a decent move in IWM. I get a point and a half. This 139 contract is now worth $1. Lucky me, it's now worth $1. So I come over here, sell to open for $1, review and send. I can't do it because I don't own the position, and this is for an example, and I hit the order. I will keep the order working here in my fill. Sometimes I throw it out real high, like $3. Obviously, is IWM going to see a move where the 139 contract goes and tags $3? It's possible we get an insane volatility spike, and I absolutely crush it with an amazing fill, but it's not likely. I put it here in my working order section so that when my stop loss trigger hits, I come back, I just adjust. I basically hit the ask. I get out at market and I close a position. That allows me to synthetically close a position more or less. The next day, the following day, I can unwind the position. I can close this leg, my short leg if I like, and continue to ride the long leg, the 138 long. I can buy this back. If let's say we gap up, it'll be even cheaper. I will make profit on it gapping up. I can buy it back. My 138 will be in the negative, but I will have already extrapolated some capital from it, from owning the spread, and then hopefully it continues moving in my direction. Kind of more or less what I've gotten lately. Absolutely mandatory. You have high options volume and decent spreads. There's some tickers I've looked at that have like some hype tickers, some laggard sector tickers right now that get thrown out in chat, and I've been distracted in the past. It was very easy for me to get distracted, to go chase Piton or NLCH or whatever else is having these crazy delta, crazy volatility, or crazy beta, whatever, crazy volatility moves. But the option spreads are such shit. There's no way for me to make money. I'm committing to my mind when I buy this contract at the 138 at $97. I understand if it moves against me, I'm going to lose money. I'm going to lose premium in this out of the money contract. It's going to go down to 80. And then to close my position, I'm going to be forced to sell this contract at, let's say, 45. I'm only going to collect $45, put $45 back into my option buying power, stock buying power. So you do that long enough, you make the wrong trade long enough, and you stop doing it. You figure out how to get all the wind in your back, and you figure out how to just get a little smarter and a little little smarter, a little better. The way that's been happening for me organically lately is I sort by percent change. Here, tickers I watch, they have good spreads, they have good options volumes. I won't trade anything that has without large option volume, at least 200-300 over at the strike that I'm looking for. I prefer to go where the volume is. 11,000 contracts here. I should probably go here because when the market's open, I'm going to get the best spread. Other contracts that trade with 5 or 10 cent spreads, my account is too small. It's too much. It's too much risk for me. If I have to bid out on an already failed trade and I have to catch a 10 cent bid to the downside, that's a significant portion of my account. It's made me, because I'm playing with a very extremely limited amount of capital, it's made me really tighten up my spread, my trading style. So here is, pause it if you want, but here is on April 15th in the chat, I talked about here's what I do. Here is a trade I put on. Let's see if it loads. This is an old IWM trade. This is just me talking about my style, walking you through my style, and then I'm going to tell you about my trade. So this is the old chart. Pause if you'd like to read this. For some reason, I did this. There's a triple top, fat rejection. This is IWM. Gave me some thoughts for the thesis. I'm not concerned about this. I just want you guys to have access to reading this again if you would like. Here's my fills. Here's what I'm talking about. Starting at the bottom here. So I don't mind this one because this is from the previous day. I bought to open a 115 put for 71 cents. It moved in my direction favorably, and then I wanted to get out. Then I sold the 114 for 64 cents. So I collected $64 in premium 64 after paying $70 for a contract. So my risk on this entire trade is $6. There's no way I can lose more than $6. I bought something for 70. I sold the next contract out for 64. My entire risk is $6, but I currently own the spread and I have the position and the freedom and I get to do whatever I want with it the next day. Close the spread 2 minutes into the day for 30 cents. Yesterday was wild in that I was in flow in a way that I've never been. I was willing to put on size, and I came into the day with holding delta like 5. Yeah, he came in a day holding this 5 long delta spreads with. In the morning, the spreads were weird. I got kind of a shit fill at 79. I probably could have got filled at 85 or 90, but it was 4 minutes into the day, and I wanted the capital in my account. I didn't want the trade to move against me. I didn't want to see Delta break the previous day or the first minute lows and just watch this premium evaporate. I had made money. I had traded well the day previously. The spread had increased in value. I needed to exit the trade and move on. So now I'm going to do my best to get into when it actually started for me, and that would be forgive me here. Delta looks like we're looking at 3:36, so 6 minutes into the day. What I'm going to do now is walk you through each individual ticker, my trades throughout the day. I'm trying to make this as short as possible. I'm a long-winded person. I have a lot of words to say. I'm sorry if this just takes a bit. Also, in the morning, I had watched how to prepare mentally to make a huge profit in a trade. I commented actually to Mike, hey Mike, thanks man. It's blah blah blah. I traded CGC, it's up pre-market. I'm really happy. That trade didn't work out for me. That trade was kind of shit actually. So I watched. Obviously, yesterday's tape action was not normal. Yesterday, we saw an outside day. We saw crazy short squeezes in the cruise liners and the airlines and oil and gas sector. That is not normal. That does not happen every day. That is why I was able to make outsized returns and make a good have the best trading day I'm happy to admit to. So in the morning before the market opened, this has been on my agenda for a while. Now I finally got to it 2 weeks later. How to prepare mentally to make a huge trade and a profit. So that was in my head. Also in my head was, oh gosh darn it, I had this all set up with these links. Forgive me. This is psychology going into how my day started and everything. I was also very active in chat, which I'm happy of. Before market open, I posted about this. In September, we saw an unprecedented spike in overnight lending repo operations. I don't know if you saw the post. Here is a link. Basically, it said the Fed's pumping billions into it. In the market, it said the Fed is continuing to pump billions in. And the Fed has done whatever that's absolutely necessary to keep these markets propped up and to keep us going higher, which adds fuel to my short squeeze thesis. So the bell rings. I am most interested in what is at the top 10% change of my of here. I look at what is. I don't want to trade JPM, which is up 2%, when CCL is up 10. There's more strength in CCL. There's more strength in DAL. So let's run through DAL yesterday on the 2-minute chart. I am trying to figure out why I entered here. This is a bit of a FOMO position, but I didn't. Maybe we go 1 minute. No, not terribly FOMO. a bit of patience. You know, I had to unwind some other positions. I unwinded I think it was in the 4th minute here, when we broke the day's low. I unwinded the spread, and then we saw a massive spike, a consolidation, a little bit of a consolidation, and then I was watching active trader here, which has been huge for me to utilize, to actually be able to see the bid and the ask and see what's coming in. I was seeing meaningful size on the bid. So at what is that? 42. Let's go find this trade. Why is this so difficult for me? Let's do this. I'm confused here. I'm looking for one. Here it is. Sorry, 36. Is my marker wrong? Did I put the? I may have put it down on the time or the wrong. I did. Sorry, my bad, guys. I didn't even. I drop a pink arrow on my Thinkorswim charts every time. Every time I place a trade, because it lets me know where my entry was. So I drop price levels, and I modified it so price level shows up on the right hand side. It's been huge for me, but I drop price levels as range is established all the time, and I actively delete and readjust price levels. I set an alert above 2305. I got the alert. Hey, Delta was strong yesterday. I made really good profit on the spread. Delta's strong again today. I was able to hit the bid with 2 contracts. I am only supposed to trade 1 contract. That is my thesis and my idea, my trade. I just realized my face has been in the way some of these times, but I don't know. I don't know where to put my face here, so just work with me. I hope this is beneficial. I put an alert. The alert triggered. I already had the order more or less filled out. I had, let's go. Quantity 2 sitting on the bid. So I sit here, bang! I watch the bid and the ask, bang! Delta's going up. Okay, cool. Hit the bid. Get into a position. I buy the volatility spike, and I'm aware that I buy the volatility spike, but that is life. And an aspect of my trading, I am working on refining. We see continuation to the upside. My contract increases in value, some consolidation, and then again, it looks like we're pressing towards new high. So the SPY has shown relative strength. We traded down to the lows, and now we are breaking what at the time was pre-market high, or not pre-market, but regular trading hours high at 550, and this is 42. So let's say right here, I was seeing a bullish enough action, bullish enough movement in Delta to make me want to get out. So I'm now long 3 contracts. 3 contracts of Delta. I am the implied volatility is increasing like crazy. The Greeks are actually moving in my favor, and this is a straight up move from $22.80 to it's a $1 move in an hour. It's so greedy and foolish of me not to take profit, and especially for me to not synthetically. I have the option to synthetically close my position by selling the opposing strike. And it's so greedy of me to not do that and to not act on that. So I just watch price levels, man. I watch bid and ask when I can, but I also got involved doing other stuff. We see a nice big wick here. I set an alert here under this price level at 354. Let me see, where is my sell? Why do I have a... Is that an ad? I'm trying to figure it, too. I'm so sorry, guys. 6, 433. Well, I feel like a fool. I was showing you guys Tuesday's action while trying to match it up with my Wednesday trades, which was not the case. So let me start over. And I've been excited. I had a great trading day yesterday. I've been excited about making this video. My style is very weird, strange, and complicated. I don't know anybody else who does it. I kind of developed it myself. I don't think it's unique. I don't think I'm special, but it's a unique approach to the market. So everything I said stands, except the trades I was talking about, I'm trying to explain to you with these timestamps were from the day previous, so they didn't match up and they didn't make any sense. This makes way more sense. Delta opens. SPY opens. 1 minute chart. We break above the first couple minutes of volume and price action. We actually break above pre-market high, which triggers an alert for me. I'm busy unwinding my other positions. I have that spread I have to unwind and what have you. I see this double top, 1 minute double top get put in here. And then as it breaks, I hit the bid and I buy 2 contracts. 336, 336. I buy 2 contracts. We trade up. Set a new high at 26.57 and then retrace the strong. The stock is still strong though. If you come back on the 5 minute, like look at it's holding VWAP. The long lower wicks. It's up like 9% at this point. This is a strong stock. I'm not gonna bail on it right away. And I have some capital, and it's been short squeeze for the past couple of days. Where Dan's in my ear talking about laggard sector, and we're starting to see the S&P turn around. I'm seeing IWM tag new highs. It's a lot of moving parts, a lot of confluence, of course. Hopefully, at least that's the idea. And I have a single 15-inch laptop screen I am trading on, so I am back and forth, tabbing like a mofo. Trades up here, I get an entry, I get a fill, 95 cents for 2 contracts. Then it trades down, comes to VWAP. I want more exposure. I think Delta is going higher, and I am willing to. I run a high risk profile in my life. I have just a risky life and a risky way of doing life. It's my innate ability. It's part of who I am, and it's what I've been doing for the past decade that I've been alive. So I'm okay with this. I wait for the 1 minute sell off to finish. We start to see these lower highs, lower lows. We finally see some price action trade above this downtrend. So I hit the bid again. I get in at 70 cents. Not a great fill, but the thesis, the longer term thesis here is I want exposure to Delta today as it moves up. So I own currently three contracts at an average price of like 84 cents, and I have a day trade available, and I think it is wise just to take the money and run and use my day trade. So at 4:33, I watch this 1 minute chart, the absolute best that I can, because I'm in this trade and I'm not. Make sure we're on the wrong day. I don't feel like we are. This is a 1 minute chart. We consolidate. You want to call this an EQ or whatever. We see a breakout, a little bit of a retest, another double top, more consolidation, ascending triangle style pattern, a break of the day's highs, and then just rocket ship. RSI clearly extended. On the 1 minute gets up to 81. On the 5 minute, we are looking at, where did I exit 33? On the 5 minute, we are looking at 81 RSI is down here. So I think this trade is going higher all day. I hope it's going higher all day, but it is greedy and it is foolish of me to not take some profits and run at this point, because I've not done that in the past and I've lost money. So I get out. I sell all 3 contracts for 127, and now I have 3 times 127, so I have like $400 in my account in cash and in buying power. I'm going to run through the rest of the trades for you today. And then my thesis is the squeeze is continuing. We're continuing to see action. I want to have more exposure. I actually want to build a bigger position. I want to own as much of a spread. I came into the day owning 5 long delta contracts and 5 short delta contracts at a 5 contract spread. And the thought was, I didn't want to go haywire and go crazy, but the thought was if I can build a decent spread and we can continue to see a short squeeze, I can capture the delta while being basically neutral, basically flat, like hedged against it. If delta trades at whatever, if we see a massive gap down tomorrow, my short legs increase in value like crazy. I can sell them when I see a double bottom or oversold bounce or whatever, and my long legs won't increase in value that much because they'll be so far out of the money. But I'll be able to capture premium in trades on both sides. This gives me more screen time. This gives me more opportunity to trade. Again, I have $300. I have no money in my account. I'm under pattern day trade rules. I want to scalp moves. I want to scalp options. I want to get quick moves, and I want to receive 30-40% of profit in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, because you can do it, because commissions are low, because I have the technical analysis ability, because Dan's in my ear. So this is what's going on in my head. I know that the Fed's going to continue with overnight repo lending operations. We have a Fed meeting at 2 p.m. And I believe that they're going to do whatever it takes to placate the markets because they've continued to do that, and we're just seeing a crazy short squeeze. I do not know how high DAL will go. I do eventually set some levels. Up here is kind of my final take profit area where I think we could get, but we're not there, nor did we get there. So at 442, I want to get back in. I have capital. The options. I want to go a little bit out of the money now because there was more play at the 28. We had $15,000 volume at the 28 options. I had the 26 prior and we ended the day at 13,000. So I saw more play. I could go out of the money, which is smaller delta, so it's less violent swings as the contracts move. Oh, Jesus. I wanted to wait for the break here. I was in other trades. I'm in multiple trades at this time. I'm very busy, very focused, and I ended up hitting the bid a bit early, but this is enough of a strength. This is enough of a rebound. Look at this EMA, this 2-minute EMA grinding. It's enough for me to be okay with the position. Also, if it reverses, if it goes below this level, I'm talking about this entry here. I entered 3 contracts at 444 down here at the bottoms of the time. So I entered 3 contracts at 444 for 42 cents. If it traded below 26.67, I have an alert set. I am going to sell the opposing strike, the 29 contract, and get myself synthetically delta neutral, get myself out of the position. I'm all eyes on this chart. Obviously, I'm dropping levels constantly. This is our new high. We need to break this if bulls want to see strength. Cool. We need to set an alert. Great. I had 40 alerts go off yesterday. I get an alert. Bam, we broke new highs. Awesome. I know that this stock is extended. I know that we have run up like crazy. I know it's middle of the day. We're like an hour into the day. I know RSI is getting elevated. What's 1 hour RSI at? I don't know, 81. Like it's everything's high, everything's extreme. There's going to be profit taking coming in at some time, but I'm trying to build, in theory, a longer delta. Or I'm trying to build a bigger, better spread. So I buy here, and then I use this previous resistance as my support. And when that breaks, it tells me that sentiment has changed. Sentiment has shifted, and I don't want out. So, a lot of words I told you guys. So, I bought the 28s for 42 cents a piece. I sold the 29s for 27 cents a piece. I added 3 contracts to my position. It gives me some more delta on delta. I should have used another ticker to first explain this concept. And I more or less leave the chart alone. But at this point, I tell the chat that I have had the best trading day. And I was also posting. Like, I asked for DAL in the morning thread, IWM, our lead indice for the past week, has been on absolute fire pre-market. I thought a turkey hit Dan's window. DAL's in gap fill territory above 26.47, broke his set new high of the day, put 10 cents past and pulled back, watching for that level to break again. I'm the only one trading these triggers. I'm the only one. Let's see what this is. Not the only one, but this is a chart I posted. You know, this is a longer term, 1 hour time frame on trading view. Look at this gap. Look at this. There's no fucking resistance, dude. This thing is going to suck, and we're already seeing this is a short squeeze in the happening. Why don't I build a longer delta position? So at 512, let's take a look here. So right here, shortly after exiting my DAL position and unwinding my other stuff, I say in the chat, I'm having an absolute monster day thanks to the call out of the laggard sector rotation. Going to take a walk to calm my mind and be grateful for this wonderful community. DAL, APA, and CCL have been great to me. I left the house. This is 8 minutes away from my girlfriend lives in a forest. So I went here and did 20 minutes of mindfulness meditation. I left a message to one of my best friends about how damn grateful I am that my psychology is making sense, that I have no problem hitting a stop loss, and that I am trading the strongest names that I can find. This only works, this strategy not only works, but mainly works, it works best if your trade thesis is correct. If you're in a weekly uptrend, a daily uptrend, hourly, obviously you want all the trends in your favor. But if I'm trying to short DAL here and I'm having to stop out by selling the next strike and DAL continues to move away from it, the intrinsic value of these options are going to just evaporate. I'll own the premium I collect, but it's not what you want at all. So I go on my walk, I come back, and then I start to see, we come in, we set a nice base. Look at where we tagged, dude. Remember the pre-market, not the pre-market, but the high of day resistance, 26.57, that I spoke about getting us into gap fill territory. Come back, tag it to the penny, base around. I'm not trying to trade anymore. I'm up $400 this day. I have a $300 account. I'm up my account. It's P&L green. It changes overnight, but P&L green was $400. I don't need to trade. However, there's outsized opportunity. We know that we're seeing ridiculous volatility, and we know that a short squeeze is happening. I have Dan in my ear, and I feel confident. I feel in the flow. I'm willing to add on risk or take on risk. Happy to stop out of my position. So let's get myself into another DAL. What time is this? 8:20. So 623, another 3 contracts. I only hold 6, so forgive me if sounds like I have more than I do, but I have 6 total. So I hit the bid for another 6 contracts here. A lot of fucking words. At 48 cents. I ride them up, and I'm setting levels constantly. This is my stop loss level. If this level breaks, I want out, dude. I have made money. I don't care what this stock does. If it goes up, great. If it goes down, get me out, close the position, sell the opposing strike. I pay commissions on the other strike as well. I'm paying $3, like $3.60 to open these, to sell the next strike. However, I hope I mentioned this, it makes sense. The next day, I get to do whatever the fuck I want with those positions. I can drop the short legs and then I can close the long legs, and it feels like I have the ability to day trade. And as long as you're in the money or around the money, you have the ability, and you bought the spread the day prior. It feels like you have the ability to day trade, which is what I want. I need the flexibility. I want this flexibility. So this previous resistance, I keep these lines. If I find them meaningful, I keep them on my chart. I also delete a lot of lines. Like, this line proved to be fucking worthless along with this one. I put them down. Hey, here's a recent support. It broke, but nothing really happened. It didn't have any meaning. Nice consolidation, high and tight bull flag. I get in again. And then here, I want this bad boy to run all day. I want to make $1,000 today, but I'm not going to, of course. Here's previous high of day resistance. We smashed through it. Be a nice time to really sell some contracts and to collect some premium to raise some capital up here. At this point in the day, dude, I'd be so happy. I'd be so happy. Let me see, the day's almost done. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. We could see a monster short squeeze. Delta could continue going. Why not? Why not give it some space? Why not let it run in some capacity? You know. So I come down to a 5-minute. I use this last 5-minute higher low as my stop level. I set a line. I set an alert. My stop hits. I already have a working order for 3 contracts, and at like what were they trading at? I got filled at 35 cents, but I had a working order for 3 contracts at $1. If those contracts spiked up and I got to sell all 3 of them for $1, I would have made $100, and it would have been absolutely amazing. But that's obviously not the case. Thing is, you can't set manual stop losses unless, like, in Tasty. The way to do it in Tasty works is there's not, if the stock price trades below this, get me out at market. I don't have that option, so I just have a working order, and I will just adjust the order, come down here, hit the bid or hit the ask, what the fuck ever, man, and get out of the position and say trade didn't work out like I wanted to. It moving on. I'm robotic. This is a process. This is what I do. Again, sorry that my face is in the way. I do not know where to put my head. I wish this would stop fucking with me on these time frames. So I'm flat here, man. I'm up. Let's see. My delta position, I'm up. With the day, they widen out the spreads at the end of the day for obvious reasons, but I've extrapolated more or less. P&L open $114 on the long side and $30 on the short side because of where I sold the contracts, and I don't touch it for the rest of the day. I pretty much I'm done trading. Is there action in here? Absolute, man. Dude, I'm good. I'm happy. I have crazy exposure. I hold I hold 6 contracts that are now in the money because we're seeing a gap up, a crazy fucking gap up to this gap filled territory that I posted about in the chat somewhere. But whatever. That was DAL. I'm gonna end that. I'm gonna end this here, and then I'm gonna do a next video. Because I'm at 45 minutes. I'm gonna do a next video for APA, CCL, TQ, and VIX. I hopefully won't explain my process as much, and it'll go a bit smoother.